All right, so this is going to be a quick demo on Lumion. You can see on the screen right now, I'm on the Lumion website. They're showing Lumion 11. Doesn't matter if you use 11 or 10 or 9 or 8, whatever you have, just use whatever you have. Don't worry about that. What you need to do is you have to download the plugin to get your Revit model into Lumion. So if you go to support downloads, you will see here that is a download Lumion live sync for Revit. So download this and install it, and it's going to add a tab into Revit. So don't have Revit open when you try and install it so that it can install properly. And then while I'm here, if you go and you look at the tutorials, I really think you should watch this video, even though it's Lumion 11 and you might have one of the others. Lumion 11 in 30 minutes is perfect to watch to give you a really good idea of everything that you can do and that you need to do. And then once you start trying to do this stuff, then you'll know, where to look, and they've got tutorials for all sorts of things, beginner ones, quick start, all sorts of tutorials. But anyways, this is where it all is. So get your download and watch that 30-minute video, and then we are ready to go. I have this PDF that I made, kind of summarizing, the major steps that you need to take. This is in Brightspace in the tech area under the module called visualization. All right, and I just explained exactly what I just said there. So get Lumion Live Sync plugin, install it. There's a couple things you can do with your Revit model. You can bring it into Lumion as a whole separate file that doesn't update as you work on your Revit file. Sometimes some of the older versions of Lumion, that's what we had to do. But the Live Sync works pretty good now, so give it a try. If it doesn't work, then we can resort back to that. This is just a little blurb about the Live Sync. And so what you should do is use Lumion with your Revit file synced to it, so that if you go back to your Revit file and you change something, you hit save, it'll update in the Lumion model as well. The nice thing about Lumion is it has really great environmental effects, weather, time of day, all that stuff. It does beautiful rendered images in a quarter of the time it takes to render one in Revit. And you can do animations, but I don't think we have to do them. If you're dying to do one, you can, but definitely give the rendering images a try and put them into your set of drawings. I always like to try 2 daytime and 2 nighttime images, one in summer, one in winter for each, and interior and exterior. So if you can figure that all out. There we are. Go to the tutorials when you need more help. That's the video I want you to watch. Okay, so here's the project workflow, as we call it. So you need your Revit file to be all ready to be used in Lumion. If you're not going to use Live Sync, then we do the export the Revit file to a DAE file type, but ignore that for now and try the Live Sync. How Live Sync works is from Revit, you just turn on the Live Sync and then it'll allow you to put that into Lumion. What else does this sheet say? You can get all of the neighborhood buildings right in Lumion. It's called Open Street Map, so I'll show you that in a bit. And this is how you go about it if you can't get Live Sync to work. All right, so let's go back to this. So here I am in my Revit file, and you'll notice I'm in a 3D view. That's where you need to be. to send it on over to Lumion. In Lumion, I've got the program open. I've already looked at my computer speed and you can see it's not very good, but that's okay, it just means you work slow. I'm going to start a fresh project. So I'm going to go to New, and these are just templates. This one plain is probably all we need because there's nothing there but grass and blue sky. Mountains aren't too good to have in right in Calgary, so we don't want that one. Or the forest, or the tropical, definitely not the tropical. Suburbs, it's not really your neighborhood, so don't do that one either. So just click on plain, and you know, depending on how full your computer is, how quick it'll open. You're brought into this world with nothing in it. I'm using my right click button, not my left like you're used to. If you guys are gamers, you're probably really good at moving around. The WASD keys, those are sort of gamer keys, or you can use your up and down, left and right arrows if you don't like WASD. If you want to move up in the world, that's a Q, and E is a down. W or A, D, S, and W. Okay? Right click and hold is kind of like an orbit, or as if you were just moving your head looking around. You can look up and down. Whoops, up and down. Now, if you remember, our Revit file is probably up at 1,000 meters above sea level. So this is actually sea level right now. Okay, I'm going to flip back over to my Revit file, and I've already installed my plugin for Lumion, so I have a tab up here now. I'm going to go there, and all I need to do is click on this little Start Live Sync button, and that just initiates my Revit file and puts it into Lumion. It's thinking, depending on how good your laptop is. You know, it's not, if we had super duper desktops, this would work a lot better, but you know, we don't, so it's okay. Just live with it. If you watch the videos, you can actually reduce the amount of detail that shows in Lumion so that you can work faster. You could do that if you want. I never do. I like full detail. So you go whoop-de-doo, where is it? And it is way up there. See? 1,100, 1,000 meters above sea level. So that's a little bit of a problem. This little thing here, if the red, green, blue axis actually put this little sphere, that's the object up in the sky, put the sphere here, even though my model was up high. So it did what it's supposed to. So I'm going to click on this move up, and then I'm going to click on that little sphere, and it shows me up here that I'm actually holding on to my file. It was called Royal Vista Graded LS. That's me. I want to bring it down. So if I click on this, I know that in that direction, the green one, if I lower it 1,064 meters, that it's going to be a lot closer. Oh, there it is. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll bring it down. I can't remember what I had moved it up to. That's my problem. Brought it down 100. Whoop, a little more. Maybe I had it, let's say, minus 1,300. Okay. So it went too far. See, it's too far down. I should have done this before so you didn't see me suffering, but okay, for some reason my recording thing stopped, so it's lucky for you because I was just getting angry at the model anyway. So I ended up with the file at minus 1265. Just happens to work for this project. Yours will probably be a different number. All right, so that was bringing the Revit model in. Now we get to work with it. if I zoom in, I'm just using my wheel to zoom, but how we move around, you know, the WASD keys, Q for up, E for down, W for forward, S for backwards, A this way, D that way. And if you can hold shift at the same time, it goes faster. If you hold shift and space, it goes kind of like at light speed. So for instance, there's my right mouse button. Going forward with shift, much faster. All right, I didn't realize it wasn't recording. So while I thought you were watching, I made this material look like stone. It wasn't when I first got in here. So when you want to work with materials, you go to this bucket, click on the material you want to work on. This was a Revit material called Pietra de whatever it is, and it wasn't showing up properly. So I've decided I want to make it look like a nice brick. So in my material choices, I have outdoor, I went there, went into bricks. You know, some of these are not so nice, especially if you zoom in. That's awful. That's way too big. I didn't want red brick. So I went to the second page, some funny ones here, didn't want that. Third page, I think this is the one that has, it looks like Rundlestone. So I like this one called Poly Bricks 26 something. Anyway, so if we want to keep it, you check mark it, save changes. Okay. Now you can go and work on all of the materials in here. It does have the Revit materials, but for instance, this pavement is kind of funny when it comes from Revit. So I'll click on it. It opens up my library. I can go to an outdoor material. And here we have asphalt. And there's a weird red one. There's a really black. And then there's just some others. What's on the second page? Oh, that's a nice one. So I'll go with that one. And green, or just the check mark to finish. Happy with that. Now, I've got cast in place concrete here. I also have it inside. So actually, what do I have here? Cast in place, and this is some other stupid thing I picked in Revit. So I'm going to click on it, and I want to make it look like a nicer concrete. So I'll pick, maybe pick that one. Oop, that one has lines I don't like. It's kind of funky. I'll just go with that. Bit of a texture to it. I'm going to do the same. Oops. I just did exactly what you shouldn't do. I forgot to pick the check mark. So check mark to save. Looks good. Now this concrete here was called cast in place in Revit. Now if I walk magically through a column, it's made the concrete in my floor cast in place. This is the biggest problem. What you have to do is you'd have to go back into your Revit model, and if I select oh, that's my building model. Anyways, I need to go into the building, select the floor, and call it, you know, cast in place concrete 2, and then let it update in here, and then I could change it to whatever, you know, composite tile flooring or whatever, and then it wouldn't change this. So I hope you get the idea on that. So you get to play with all your materials, fix them all up. To get out of there, oh, I guess I should save that. So objects, very fun, very fun. This is the object menu, this is place them, and these are the libraries. Trees and stuff, people, some of the people's walks, there's dogs and cats and horses and stuff. Indoor furniture, outdoor stuff, cars and things like that. So, oh, I have a nice yellow paint line. So I'm just going to move up. Oops, did I just place that tree there? I just put that tree. I'll stick it out there. There we go. Okay, I want to place a car, so I'm going to go to transport, and then we've got some choices. Sports car. Oh, SUVs. Oh, see, this is my favorite. I like Land Rovers. There's the favorite car of all time. It doesn't necessarily come in at the color you see. You can change that if you want. There's my one wheel stop, so I'm going to put it there. It's on a funny angle, so I'll go to the rotate tool and then go to the sphere, and then I can rotate this guy. Oh, he's not a very good parking job. He's on the line. If you want to fix it, then you need to go to the move, go to the sphere, and then you can move it. Okay, so that's super fun. That's how you place item or objects. Landscaping. That grass out there is Lumion grass. This is Revit grass. So you can't really model the Revit grass. You can change the material. If I go to various, there's 2D grass and 3D grass. You can actually grow the 3D grass. You can make it look nicer. I like this checkerboard stuff as if the lawn was mowed. So I'm just going to go with that one. Watch the videos to see the other kind. There's my water with waves in it. Okay, landscaping. I'm going to go off my property super fast. I'll use the light speed. There we go. If I want to work on some landscaping and I want to change the height, maybe I wanted to, make a big mound here. This is my paintbrush size. I'm going to make it bigger. Ooh, that's big. Anyway, if I click and hold down, you maybe can't tell, but it's raising it up. I'll use a smaller brush. If I click on this one, jitter, and hold down long enough, I'm just moving around a little, you can see it's starting to make bumps. And then the higher you go, you actually create rocks and mountains. Very fun. Same thing for pushing down. You could make a pond and put water in it. But anyway, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to stick with my flat Revit topo surface that I worked so hard on. So I'm not going to bother with that. And then we haven't put lights in yet, but we'll do that on the next video. But I'm just going to quickly show you the sun, which is the weather. This is the south of my building, so I'm not sure if I had the sun direction right, but if I lower the sun, making it later in the day, oh, excuse me, there it is at night. I don't have any lights on yet. I don't have the sign on, so I don't want to make it pitch dark because you wouldn't see anything. But that's how you adjust that, and you can change the clouds and stuff like that, and we'll do some of that later. To save the file, you want to go away for a while and come back. You go over here to the file disk, click on it. If you haven't saved your file yet, you have to do save as first. Then next time you can save. So you do a save as, name it. I'm just going to name it this one, Lumion Royal Vista. Yep, I already had it. Anyway, so I overrid it, I saved it, so that's good. The next time I want to work on this file, I don't open up that file that you saw. You just open Lumion, click on load, and there it is. Okay, that's it for now.